What is up, everybody? So I am gonna do the glue up for this set of scales, and I figured I'd show you the process. Normally I have everything in one tray, but because there's so many pieces, I have them separated into two trays, and then the main splits up here. I'm gonna do this in a two-part glue up. Normally I would do it in a three-part to make sure everything fits up perfect, but I think I might be able to get away with this. So we'll see. So I'm gonna get that one glued up, and I'm gonna get the liners glued up on this guy. So got that all sanded and prettied up, and that'll be glued to those liners, and get these two knives ready to go. So here we go. Phone down. What the fuck? Okay. There we go. And then for the epoxy, I use West Systems G-Flex. It does take longer to cure, but this stuff is awesome and super strong. I don't have issues with delamination or anything with this, as long as I'm patient with it and give it its actual cure time. So get that all mixed up. And you know what? Fuck the stick. We're just gonna finger paint. So I'll make sure there's epoxy on every piece as I go. Black. Try to line them up to one side so everything is somewhat flush. Do. Slide these to this side. This guy. Black, white, there's that, and this guy. And then put a little bit of pressure on it, make sure all the pieces set where they're supposed to. There's probably a lot better way to do this, but this is what's been working for me so far. Come here. Black, white, black, black, white, Shout out to Sharky from Flying Shark Knives. Got to meet that dude in Atlanta when I was at Blade Show and asked him some professional advice. Dude is super smart, super helpful. If you ever get the chance to talk to him, dude's awesome. And he spread some wisdom upon me that definitely helped me in making my scales. I'm doing that 3-part glue up. Trying to do this in 2-part, and we'll see if it pays off, but I feel like I can get it where these are lined up straight. It won't be so bad. Now the really shitty part would be if I messed any of this up on the way. So we'll see if I put a liner in the wrong spot and just absolutely hate myself. And we're almost halfway. There we go. Now the center. There we go. This knife is actually already taken. My graphic designer, Aaron from Digicom Designs, this knife is going to him, and he told me to do whatever I wanted with a white and black theme, and I appreciate that kind of freedom when I do builds. Actually, a lot of my custom orders are that way. People reach out and be like, hey, you're the artist. Do whatever you want. And that has honestly been some of my best work. So if you are going to have a custom knife made from anybody, I personally would recommend letting whoever's building your project have that freedom and autonomy to kind of be creative and do stuff that no one's ever seen before or ever done. That way you truly end up with a piece of one. And a lot of pride and time goes into this. So letting people kind of show that showcase their work. I think is cool. I'm gonna talk to Aaron and see if he'll let me actually bring this to Blade Show West in Salt Lake, so I can at least show people this knife. Come here, come here. So it's starting to flare out on the bottom. Apply some pressure. There we go. That's better. I get asked sometimes how many hours goes into a knife, and most of the time I have no idea. So I'll be working on multiple projects at a time and just kind of flow with what's working for the moment and what's easy to get done, and work on certain pieces and parts while other things are drying and curing and whatnot. So I have no idea how many hours I have into this build. I know hand sanding took a long time. The blade for this is a Damascus from Baker Forge. Excited to show you guys once this is actually done. Come here. Come here. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Home stretch. And one more. Do-do-do. Stay. You little fucking bastard. Probably shouldn't swear, but not meant for kids or whatever, right? What's your profanity? So, okay. Yes. Awesome. All right. So now we've got it clamped, and kind of angle my clamps so they kind of push towards each other and make sure everything's in good contact. Then I'll go through with the razor blade and I'll push all the liners down. So let's do that. Push that down. This guy down. Being real careful not to separate and push apart anything. But I'll have to do this a couple times to make sure everything's where it needs to be. Like that whole centerpiece right there, raised up. You gotta kind of watch that, and it'll help as this glue hardens up a little bit. We'll push down in the center, but that's why I'm not gluing the liners down to it right now and doing it all in one part like I used to do, because then there's always little bits that aren't perfect. This alleviates that problem quite a bit. You're not as tight as I'd like to be. I'll have to adjust that. Shaking like a leaf? Why? Why? Probably dehydrated. Yes. Yes. Yep. Clamps don't really need to be super tight, because you inevitably force things apart and things are gonna move on you a little bit. So give a little wiggle. Yeah. Okay, so got that fixed where I wanted to be. Now, as the glue sets here in like an hour or two, I'll come and make sure everything's pushed down. And that way when I go to sand it, I don't have to take as much material off, but I just take it to my little disc sander and make everything flat, perfect for the liner.